short, right around midfield. And it runs out of bounds at about the 50-yard line. So Kevin Glenn will have decent field position after a 30-yard punt by the Argonauts. Glenn made his Alouette debut last week. He's got them ahead 7-0 in the early going against Toronto. Matt Dunnigan here on a Friday night, week 18 of the CFL season kicking off. Kevin Glenn, 9 for 10 for a touchdown.
How about that?
Well, how about
practice? Practice. We're talking about practice, Gord.
Last week, Matt, one practice with his new team to play a game.
Yeah, and not much better this week. He's had one more practice and a walkthrough. So, you know, AC is really relying on Kevin Glenn's experience factor, and they've worked extra after practice just with the subtleties of how receivers move in and out of their routes. And I thought that was really interesting talking to S.J. Green yesterday about Kevin Glenn and how they've been able to get on the same page. And obviously with zone coverage, you really have to worry about that.
Now first down carry. Bounces into Argo territory to the 50-yard line. A gain of 10 yards, close to a first down.
Yeah, you know, Gord, it's kind of interesting. This is what you want on 1st and 10. Gaping hole. Luckily for Toronto, Sutton loses his footing there, but you know, different dynamic for Montreal. You got Jonathan Crompton and Ryan Dinwiddie up in the booth tonight, and that's a different vantage point for the young Jonathan Crompton. And the continuing revolving door of the Montreal Alouettes quarterback situation takes a different angle. And
it's Crompton on the right.
Yeah.
And it'll be just short of an Alouettes first down. So you go through 4 different starting quarterbacks. That's one factor, Matt. The second factor is Montreal has turned the ball over a ton, the most interceptions in the CFL, and also one of the most penalized teams. So they can iron out the penalties and the turnovers, give their quarterbacks a chance. And now in short yardage, Tanner Marsh comes in.
And it kind of compounds, Gord. You know, inconsistency offensively. You know, and people start pressing and doing things out of the norm, and penalties are taken, and it just kind of snowballs. Certainly Tanner Marsh, who's been a spark for this football team, and in many situations he's been put in. And this is one that he excels in right now, short yardage.
Marsh takes us straight ahead and has the Alouette first downs. We mentioned the Alouettes only hope to make the playoffs and continue their streak of 19 consecutive years in the postseason is to cross over into the West Division.
They can do that by just winning out.
But they have to have a better record than the 4th place West Division team. They can't tie them. They have to have a better record.
Absolutely. And here's a look at those crossover standings. Fairly tight. 2 from the West looking to stay in it. Certainly Montreal looking to take that one.
Throws it back up and throws that towards the sidelines. Nick Lewis had broken in, but that had trouble written all over it from the get-go.
That snap's not too bad. Kevin just can't handle it, and then the play is disrupted from the beginning, and he does a smart thing and just chucks it away.
2.5 to go here in the opening quarter. The Alouettes do have the wind at their back here.
Now I'm interested in seeing if Toronto finally brings a little bit of pressure, or if they continue to play zone.
Showing
here comes some pressure.
Glenn sees it, throws. Oh, look out. He tried to find Cunningham over the middle, and Jermaine Gabriel, the safety, got the stick on him, and Montreal will be forced to punt for the first time.
Yeah, and they're gonna bring all kinds of pressure up front here like this, and getting Kevin Glenn's way, and Jermaine Gabriel sitting back there kind of pot hanging, waiting for the meat, and he gets some right there. And Cunningham, he delivers a blow.
Jefferson back to receive the kick at his 10-yard line. Beatty looking for the sideline, and it'll roll into the end zone and go out there. So the Alouettes trying to play the field position game. It didn't quite work out. And Toronto will get 1 and scrimmage from the 35-yard line. There's John Bowman, a sack wiped out earlier. by an offside penalty, but Bowman having another strong year for this Montreal defense. 11 sacks, tied for second in the CFL. There you go.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, I don't know if he's going to play another year or another two. I hope he does, because the guy's productive. I mean, there was a point this year where he was benched for some unknown reason, and I like the way that guy plays ball too. Gabriel Napton.
Late fake to Whitaker. Try the other side. Anthony Coombs. Coombs has room to run, and the Argonauts should have their first down of the game as Coombs gets out to the Toronto 45-yard line. It is a first down, Toronto.
Yeah, that's a high percentage throw. Here he is right here. He's going to run here and a little hit screen and get upfield, and this is what you do. I like it. Well, that's just well executed by his two blockers and his teammates. And Anthony Coombs, second-year player from the University of Manitoba, moves the sticks.
Back to the ground to Whitaker, and Brandon Whitaker gets a gain of 9 out close to midfield. As we take a look at players to watch in the Montreal defense, Matt.
Yeah, I just went all linebackers. You know me, I love some linebackers. Yes, I do.
Except when you played against them.
Yeah, well, no, I respected them. You know, I was just a linebacker in a quarterback's body. I had nothing else I could do but play the game. But Enoch Mwamba, what a get for them. He's in the middle. He's basically the fourth middle linebacker of the season, surrounded by incredible talent in Winston Venable and Chip Cox. Just playmakers across the board, those linebackers from Montreal.
Second and a yard for the Argonauts. Whitaker again, and he gets stacked up by the Montreal defense. He probably lost a yard, and it's going to be 3rd and 2 for the Argonauts. And once again, Toronto sends on the punting unit. So just one first down so far for the Argonauts in the opening quarter.
Yeah, it's just solid defense, and you know, this is the mainstay of this football team. Has had to be over the last several years in the absence of, and even when Anthony Calvillo was in his last year, he was struggling with the whole Hawkins regime, and fell off the table in his production. That defense had to step up, and ever since then, they've been the mainstay of this football team, and Noah Thorpe has gotten them ready again tonight.
Flag is down. That'll be no yards against Toronto, so Logan goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line, but the Alouettes will get a boost from the penalty as we reach the conclusion of the quarter, and the penalty call from referee Andre Prue.
No yards. Toronto number 25, 15-yard penalty. First down Montreal, one more play in the first quarter.
So Isaiah Green gets called for a second special teams penalty in the opening quarter. Now the Alouettes will now scrimmage at their 33-yard line.
Yeah, Gordon, go back to the short yardage stop here and watch 99 right here. He's going to get in front right on Fanotti, and he's going to cross his face. And watch him cross his face with the guard, and he's the one that stops that penetration, right? Gets penetration and stops the ball carrier, forces this situation, gets the ball back in the hands of Kevin Glenn.
Jesse Joseph with the tackle, and now the Alouettes first down for their 33, but again a flag comes down before the ball is snapped.
Procedure. Montreal number 59, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So they're giving back some of what they got.
And Josh Burke's having a first quarter to forget here, and it's the second penalty he's drawn here, pushing his team back.
Alouettes were 3-5 when Jim Pop took over. 2-5 since. Their 5-10 record, by the way, the worst they've been after 15 games since they returned to the CFL in 1996.
Now you talk about a guy who's earned an opportunity to right the ship. That's Jim Pop.
Swing it off to Sutton. Terrell Sutton puts his head down, gets across the 40-yard line. Brought down there by Brandon Isaac, a gain of 13 yards. And the first quarter does come to an end with the Montreal Alouettes holding an 8-0 lead on the Toronto Argonauts. You're watching Wendy's Friday Night Football. First Here are the numbers after the opening quarter. 8 first downs for the Alouettes to 1 for Toronto. 121 net yards to 17. And Kevin Glenn throws his 250th career touchdown pass. Gord Miller back here with Matt Dunnigan. The Alouettes riding a 4-game losing streak coming in. They turn to Kevin Glenn, to another quarterback, playing better so far tonight than they did last week.
It seems like Montreal, it seems like the team is like backed in the corner. Don't you think, Gord? They're playing that way. They're playing with a sense of urgency. We heard Scott Milinovich off the top of the show talk about how this is a must-win situation for his football team, but it looks like the Alouettes have come out with more sense of urgency than Toronto certainly has, and Trevor Harris continues to struggle here in the first quarter, and he's going to force our hand into talking about that quarterback situation for Toronto if he doesn't turn it around.
Second and short, and not much doing there for the Alouettes as Cleon Lang makes the tackle. Brings down Terrell Sutton, and the Alouettes will be forced to punt from their own 41-yard line. Euclid Cummins also in there on the tackle.
Yeah, thank you. Love me some Euclid. But I just like the interior defensive play of the Toronto Argonauts, period. Euclid Cummins and Cleon just getting it done up front.
Procedure. Montreal, number 35, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
So they'll back up some more. The Argonauts will have the wind here in the second quarter, such as it is. The wind is swirling here tonight from one side of the field to the other, but is slightly at the back of the team going left to right as we look at it.
And the way that we saw Rogers punt in the first quarter, you could tell it was affecting his production and certainly ability to punt the football like he wanted to. Let's see if PD can get one off here.
Low driving kick. Owens from the 35-yard line. And Owens pushed out of bounds at the 43. And much like the Montreal Alouettes, Matt, the Toronto Argonauts have had poor starts the last couple of games. Only 1 touchdown to show for the first half in their last 2 games.
Yeah, this is a second-half football team, no doubt. And Trevor Harris has proved that. He's got more fourth quarter comeback victories than any quarterback in the league with 6, and you know that's a concern, you know, because you want to get off to better starts. But I liken that and write that off to a lot of adversity they've been facing in certain situations that they try to control as best they can, and playing just disruption in the process. Oh, quick snap!
Wasn't expecting that snap, but gets it. Being lined up by Bowman. Throws it underneath, and the pass is caught by Kevin Elliott.
This is crazy.
Picks up 5 on the play.
He had Velcro on his chest, and Keeping just fires it back there, and thank goodness there's a direct snap. Watch this. It just hits him right in the chest. His hands don't even get on it. And then oops, now we got to start the play. They actually executed fairly well.
Whoop.
Yeah, when you least expect it, and Harris was not expecting it there. Direct snap from Keeping. Nice job by the veteran.
Second and 5 now for the Argonauts from their 48-yard line. Here comes the rush. Harris stands in, throws underneath. Pass is caught by Torrey Gurley, but Gurley is wrapped up right away on the play as he got brought down there by the Alouettes. Nicholas Boulet.
Hey, I am all over Gurley here on this situation here. He's coming right across your screen underneath the defense. Harris got pressure, dumps it down. Now you have a sense of urgency. Turn it up. Go play football. Initiate some contact. Move the sticks. He's like a deer in the headlights there. Stops in his tracks, and Montreal defenders were all over him.
Rogers sends it down to Logan at the 20-yard line. Stephon Logan goes out of bounds just shy of the 30. S.J. Green knocking on the door for another 1,000-yard season. His Alouettes have the early lead on Wendy's Friday Night Football. On Wendy's Friday Night Football, the Hamilton Ticats take on the BC Lions. Toronto wants Hamilton to lose. Montreal wants BC to lose.
Yeah, I love it. This time of year, everybody's got their own agenda. Oh, wish list. Right now, offenses are wishing that these defenses weren't playing so well.
Ticat fans have come down to their home stadium. The Argonauts are playing here for the 4th time this this year. Glenn throws it way out to the sidelines to Logan, and Steph Logan out across the 40 to the 43-yard line, a gain of 14 yards on a Montreal first down.
Yeah, this is a veteran throw here. It's a 41-yard strike. Watch Kevin Glenn. The ball is going to be thrown all the way across the football here, and it's thrown with accuracy. He's trying to push it downfield, but he's got to go to the flat. Watch it. Just stick it out there. Very accurate throw, on time, lets the receiver turn it up and move the chains. That's what Kevin Gunn brings. I called him a journeyman. He's a hired gun. He's a professional hired gun. He's very good at what he does. His numbers bore out.
Early movement, and Sutton gets wrapped up by Greg Jones. A gain of a couple on the play. Looked like Toronto might have gone offside.
I mean, you talk about getting on the horse and riding. I know I say that quite often, these broadcast boards, but it's fitting here because Kevin Glenn just took the reins of this football team and just started sprinting.
Offside. Toronto, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
I don't mind when you say get on your horse and ride. I get confused when you say get on your horse and climb the ladder. That confuses me.
I never said that. Yeah, it's...
Little jump. J.C. Bolio down to the 50-yard line. He's got a first down after the offside call, a gain of 12. That's just his 4th catch of the year.
Such a good player from Sherbrooke. That's fantastic. And this looks like a busted play because timing wasn't there, and Kevin Glenn was ready to throw the football before Bolio was looking for it. And he just made Jermaine Gabriel, who's a free safety, goes about 220 pounds, look. Well, he became the nail in a hurry there.
Remember when the fullback was such a big part of Montreal's offensive attack?
Oh, my goodness. Absolutely love it.
Now they're swinging up the other side. Brandon Rutley's got some room to run. Rutley. He's running down. Jermaine Gabriel, but gets down to the 30-yard line. And the gain of the play is 19. Another Montreal first down.
Yeah, high percentage throw. Throw it underneath. Let your guys block it. Rutley's running mad, and he's running free. Watch the blockers out in front. Just don't watch the football. Just watch the blockers out in front of Rutley work for him. Swing pass, give it to him, high percentage. There's a nice block. There's a nice hold. And Rutley says, thank you very much. Gets you about 20.
First down, Alouettes from the Toronto 30-yard line. Fires again, it's Rutley again, another first down inside the 20 and down to the 17.
It just reminds me of the first drive when we saw Toronto go all defense. Kevin Glenn was just pitching and catching like practice and just darting and dotting receivers with the football. And here he's just going to run it out, and ball's going to be delivered on timing with accuracy. Just sit down there in the zone. Thomas Miles, I don't care what kind of spectacular season he's having at will linebacker, he can't get there. That's an area outside that's undefended, and they're just picking it apart.
Toronto defensive coordinator Casey Crehan. And now the carry goes to Terrell Sutton, and maybe a yard of the play for him.
Now this is where you want. This is, you bend, you don't break a little bit. We talk about that a lot in the CFL game. Make people dink and dunk you down the football field. Don't give up those big chunks. Now here you're in an advantageous situation defensively, second and long. They got to come up with the stop here.
Montreal comes in ranked last in the league in passing yards and last in passing touchdowns, thanks to all the turnover at the quarterbacking position. Second and long. Glenn fires, and it is caught. What a catch by S.J. Green, who takes a massive shot but hangs on. And it's a first down at the 6-yard line, and that'll put S.J. Green over 1,000 yards receiving on the season.
For the 4th time in his career, and S.J. Green, a small window. Credit to Kevin Glenn and the veteran receiver finding that soft spot right there in the zone coverage, and Glenn having the confidence to stick it in there. That extra time after practice and the 2 days of practice this week paid off as Glenn put that there with timing.
Alyssa Ansel with the hard hit, but Green hangs on. First and goal from the 6. To the end zone, Green can't hang on. That's his bread and butter catch down there, but he can't quite squeeze it.
Kevin Glenn threw a pretty beautiful football. SJ had a drop ball last week. In fact, Kevin Glenn had 7 drop balls last week, and I talked to SJ about it, and he says he's got to be better. That ball's a catchable ball. He'll catch that 99% of the time, and that's 2 weeks in a row. These drop catchable touchdown passes, and that doesn't sit well with the professionalism and certainly character and ability of Solomon Jr.
Now they try the other side. Touchdown, Fred Stamps. Another impressive drive by the Montreal Alouettes. And it's a 6-yard touchdown strike to Fred Stamps, who has his 4th touchdown catch in the last 5 games.
Yeah, this man coverage, and they took advantage of it. They had the right call, a little run play. Pick if you're a defensive player. He's gonna waggle down. The receiver's gonna come up here, and Fred Stamps is gonna come out here. The ball's gonna be darted for Fred Stamps' 53rd career touchdown reception. Taking it all day. Montreal in Toronto's defensive playbook on that drive.
Now Beatty for the point after to make it a 15-point lead. And it is up and good. And once again, the Toronto Argonauts find themselves down early in the first half in Hamilton Stadium. Kevin Glenn finds Fred Stamps. 15-0 Montreal ahead. Caps off with Kevin Glenn finding Fred Stamps for his 4th touchdown catch of the year. And Kevin Glenn having an impressive night for the Montreal Alouettes in his 2nd start with the team. Lighting up the Toronto Argonauts thus far. He's 16 of 20 for 174 yards and 2 touchdowns. Steele takes the kickoff just outside the 10-yard line. And gets out to the 25-yard line, brought down there by Jean-Samuel Barr.
The only
Shout out
incomplete
everybody back
pass
home in Detroit watching the game. Keep it going.
There you go. Hey, one-on-one coverage right here, right? If you got people all lined up here, very easy to see pre-snap. So the only man coverage to get down here one-on-one is this play. And Kevin Glenn's got the right play call, and they execute it to perfection. Fred Stamps gets a little rub work.